Okay, let me check and see if it's streaming live. I believe we are live now and receiving content and okay, I believe we are live. So,
Do you need me to check?
yes, yeah, just to be safe, yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
No worries.
Depending on how my internet cooperates, I'll bring my microphone closer just in case.
Sometimes my internet
Fudge. There it is. Okay, I just got the thing. The
notification.
I can't word right now. Oh goodness, this is gonna be a lovely interview.
Oh dear. You sound like that should be nervous.
No, I'm not being nervous. Just I can't words. Can't words correctly.
Nah, it's fine. I know the feeling. Okay, I believe we. Oh yeah, we are live. We are live. Okay. Hello everybody. I hope everybody's enjoying their holidays so far. And today I am doing an interview with a new friend and someone that's introduced me into the fanfic reading content. A lot of you have known his works like A Glimmer in Her Eye and the recent videos that he's done, and basically you've seen his reaction on my very first creepypasta reading. But may you care to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Sparrow, or Sparrow9642, and yeah, I'm a grimdark reader, and I like to write and read things about ponies dying, basically.
He's basically an MLP creepypasta reader, basically. Which, that's not complaining. Hello, Jessica. Hello. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat right now. So when
no, I'm on page, so I can see it too.
Okay. So now let's begin with the interview questions. Like number one, what got you into doing YouTube videos, Sparrow?
Well, when I started my YouTube channel, it was mainly to just like videos, not to even be a thing, like a big thing in my, career or anything like that. Nothing was ever going to be brought out of that. Nothing like that was ever supposed to happen. But basically, I was in the Chipmunk fandom for like most of the time before MLP. So I was into fanfiction, writing. I even got part of a team that I wrote one script for, like one short little skit. What do you know? It was a Halloween special. But what got me into fanfic reading, or into being a YouTuber, was just because I wanted to do my own thing. Because I was working for other people, so I wanted to try my thing. I wanted to do my thing. So I basically started out doing guitar covers, and yeah, that doesn't go very far. I'm still kind of a learning guitar player, but I'm pretty good for most of the part. So I did those, and yeah, it got me a few subscribers, and yeah, I learned quickly that YouTube is one of those places where you have to build from the ground up, just making content on a constant basis. When you first start out, the best way to get subs is make content like crazy. So that's pretty much the best way of describing it. I wanted to be doing my own thing. Now, the extent that it got to, never expected to actually, be at 3.5k subscribers, but yeah, that's the reason I started my YouTube channel, was because, well, the reason why I got into making YouTube content was because I wanted to do my thing rather than working for others.
That makes sense.
I wanted to also inspire others and all that stuff, but I really, reached a point in my career that I could say it was going to be successful and not fail.
No, it's very understandable.
Yes.
How did you become a brony? That's the second question.
Boy. This is a long story. I'll try to cut it as short as possible.
It's alright.
Basically, I was in a group chat on Facebook, and my friend Ashley, basically I was still in the Chipmunk at the time, she posted something saying like, have you seen the new episode of MLP? And I'm like, what the heck is MLP? So I asked her, and she says it's My Little Pony, and I'm like, oh, I've heard of that. Mainly the merchandise, but that's it. So I didn't know there was a show. I didn't know anything about the Brony fandom. I didn't know anything about G4, G1, G2, G3.5. Yuck.
Okay,
I
we
didn't
are
know.
not talking about
I
G3.5.
didn't know anything at all.
Mm.
So she basically said, she basically told me a little summary. It's a show about a group of ponies who go on adventures, basically. And she said her favorite was Rainbow Dash, and I kind of like that name. So I'm like, okay, I'll look into it. So I looked it up, and I found it pretty easily. But there wasn't really much on Rainbow Dash at the time, honestly. That's how I saw the episode, The Lost Treasure of Griffinstone first. So I wanted to learn more about Rainbow Dash, and there wasn't very many episodes of Rainbow Dash that I could find, and there wasn't much information on her other than that she was basically the element of loyalty, and she was basically like the competitive one. She was the tomboy.
That
So
makes
pretty
sense.
much from there forward, I watched a, believe it or not, Markiplier video where it was an SCP containment breach mod with the ponies instead. So Pink Pie was the main SCP that you had to avoid, and it was the creepypasta. It was also the creepypasta, what do you call them? Like the alter egos.
Mm-hmm.
So it was those characters, but I didn't know anything about the creepypasta at all. Like, I knew nothing about Cupcakes, Pinkie Pie, Butterflies, Fluttershy. I didn't know anything. Rainbow Factory Dash, had no idea. So basically what I did was I watched it, and I don't know why, but for some reason, in a part where he came across Rainbow Dash's character, she was covered in blood. And for some stupid reason, I'm like, that's cool. I like that. I don't know why. I don't know why, but that got me interested. And pretty much since I couldn't find anything on many of the, characters, I just resorted to watching the show. Watching the first episode, I was like, what in the world? This is not what I expected of a show called My Little Pony Friendship is Magic at all. I saw freaking Nightmare Moon, I'm like, that would scare the living shit out of kids. So pretty much I was just immediately intrigued. I just watched up to, I just gave the show a fair chance, and if I liked it, I liked it. But I wasn't a full brony yet. I'm just going to say it like that. I wasn't a full brony yet. So I had to be convinced. I liked the show, but I wasn't, a huge fanatic by any means. Rainbow Dash was the character that I took the most liking to because she reminds me a lot of, me in some cases. I like her design mainly. That's the reason why I really liked her. She was also the character who was kind of the badass in a way, kind of sort of.
I can
Sonic
vouch
Rain
for that.
Boom.
She is my favorite pony, to be honest with you.
I mean, the Sonic Rain Boom, that was awesome, and of course, just her character design. I liked it, so that was just my thing. But then we get to the season 4 finale with the Twilight Spirit Battle. Holy guacamole! That was where I was like, what in the world is a crossover with Dragon Ball Z Cell versus like Super Perfect Cell with Goku's instant transmission versus Gohan who has a broken arm doing in My Little Pony? What is that battle doing in the show? That freaking battle was the thing that made me say, screw everything, I'm a freaking brony and I'm proud of it.
That's understandable.
And of course, I, resorted to buying the merchandise and all that stuff. But that's mainly what made me become a brony and what got me interested. Also, another thing that really got me interested was the characters. The characters are relatable to a lot of different people, especially Derpy. When I read about the story about, how she was created, like in a rendering of a certain of that episode, for some reason, her eyes got derped. That's basically how they put it. It was a rendering error. So her eyes got derped, but they kept it the way it was because it kind of was a good thing for disabled kids, which I'm disabled, so that's really, really cool that I know a show is taking time to put characters like that in there for, for kids like that. Kids that, even though parents threw a freaking shit fit over basically Derpy being it, considering it being offensive when in all reality all Hasbro's doing is express humans aren't perfect. There is disabled kids out there, but Derpy doesn't give a crud what the heck's going on with her. She lives life to the fullest, even though she is, Derpy.
Yeah, and it's same thing with Scootaloo, to be honest with you. Like, Scootaloo is considered disabled because of her mini wings.
She's handicapped.
Yeah, she is handicapped. Yeah, she cannot fly.
Or should you say hoofy capped?
Yeah, sure. But yeah, I think she should consider to be stable because I think she was born that way and she can't even fly. Exactly. And she even admitted this in season 8, I believe. That she even admitted, I can't fly. Like, that's sad.
That was in, give me a second.
I think it was in Return of a Wonderbolt or something like that. I don't know. But...
No, it was, the washouts.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, she basically said it right there. She couldn't fly, and oh man, that's bam.
It was confirmed.
Why is a show about colored ponies? Why is the show about colored ponies making me want to cry? It kind of sounds ridiculous when you first talk about it.
To be fair, I usually cry at certain episodes of MLP. And that's only rare. Like, that's the only once in a lifetime I ever cry. And, yeah, you'll know when it's sad. Trust me.
The only episode where I actually got emotional was The Perfect Pair. A second could be considered Crusaders of the Lost Mark. But consider at the time when I watched that episode, it was like midnight. I had not been spoiled remarkably. I don't know how I didn't get spoiled. But some way I did not get, spoiled. But boy, oh boy, I went on to Facebook the next day. I was a part of party groups, and holy guacamole, it just blew up. Oh my god, they got their cutie marks! Like, I was dreaming. I'm like, did they just get their... this is like midnight when I'm watching this. So I'm like, did they really just get their cutie marks?
When I saw that, I was immediately like, I legit danced around screaming, yes! Thank you, Hasbro! It's about fucking time!
About fucking time, Jesus. I mean, I agree, the episode where they should have gotten their cutie marks was Appaloosa's Most Wanted.
Yep. Thank you, Jessica, for that. Thank you, Jess.
You too, Jessica.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you.
But that's pretty much the shortest version I can make of the entire story.
That's understandable. What got you into narrating stories like grimdark stories and just basically slice of life and any stories in general that's related to MLP?
Well, the answer to that is actually really simple. I started out, as far as My Little Pony goes, I did reactions to certain things. So I wanted to try something more. So as I grew on YouTube, I basically got to know a lot more channels. As I came across Lost Channel, it was recommended for me. So I basically took a look at it. First one I ever watched was Cupcakes, and oh my gosh.
Oh, that story was terrifying.
Because all I had heard about Cupcakes was Cupcakes HD. So when I found that video, I'm like, what the actual fucking hell?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but to anyone in the chat and to everybody in this interview, if anybody who has kids, I really recommend that you do not let them watch that or listen to it. Do not watch. It's
a very misleading. It's very misleading.
It is very misleading. All I have
to. As far as Cupcakes HD and Smile HD go.
Yes, pretty much.
Alright, but I thought it was just gonna be this nice video, and I watched it, and no, I almost got sick. Like, I can't watch that video with a straight face. I am literally almost sick to my stomach watching it. I mean, the animation's good. I mean, animation, spot on, right on top. Music, right on top. Visuals. That's where I just draw the line. I'm like, nope, no more. So, yeah. that is basically how I found Lost, and I kind of was disgusted at first, but then I got into watching more of her stuff. Like, what was the second one? I think it was Rainbow Effect, if I remember correct. Because I wanted to know more about Rainbow Effect. I'd heard that it was about basically pony parts being in the, spectra of the rainbows. So I was like, okay, that sounds interesting. Not really, but it does. And so I watched the Rainbow Factory one, and I even did a reaction to it. Oh boy, yeah, that was hard. But basically, I don't know. I may be a masochist, but I really enjoyed Lost content. She made it seem real. She makes it seem so freaking real. It's ridiculous. So I really admired that about her. Like, how she basically made it so real. Like, I felt like I was in that situation. I felt that those sound effects were real. And if you look at my content, you know I take a lot of inspiration from the Lost narrator. So watching Lost content kind of made me want to try the same thing. God forbid the freaking beginning of it all. But basically, I wrote the fic Bittersweet Apple Lakers, and if anybody has been on my channel long enough, you know it. It was basically me bringing on the shock factor, period. Like, it's really about AJ as... AJ's family is a murderer's clan. This is also in an alternate universe where basically the Apple family runs Ponyville. And they use other ponies, they siphon their blood, is that the right word, to basically filter it into an applesauce that they produce.
Ew. Oh god, now I really want to read this and be a little bit gross at the same time.
There's also a rape scene in there.
Oh dear.
The victim, whose name is Crimson Flash, he's just I would guess a young adult. Like, he is just, barricaded to the wall, while Applejack basically does the deed.
Oh,
and
God.
in the end, the actual end plan is where I really was like, did I go too far? Like,
oh dear.
The end plan with Granny Smith, she came up with this plan, was to have Applejack breed to produce foals to siphon their blood, basically, to kill them and use them.
No, Jesus.
Yeah. Now you get an idea of just how dark I really am. I'm afraid to take...
No, that's understandable. Damn planes, they could be heard in this quiet room. Damn.
It's alright. I'm just gonna let that pass for a second. We both have a question. What is our favorite creepypasta? I don't have a favorite, honestly. If I had to go based off of grimdarks, like basic pony grimdarks, Hoboken, no joke.
If you're referring to Disney creepypasta Stormblitz, if you're talking about any kind of creepypasta, the only creepypasta I liked that really scared the living shit out of me is the Room Zero Disney creepypasta called Room Zero. Oh my god, that story! Like, what the hell?
Apparently, I need to read
creepypastas. Hang on, let me see if I could find the name. I have kept that title in my files.
But going on with the story of what got me into narration.
Yes.
It was basically Lost. Lost was the one. She got me, and she gave me that confidence to try it. So I did. I did it with Bittersweet Apple Lakers for God forbid. That draft, it made me cringe. But people loved it. Like, there were some people that came on and said, you need to do this more. You need to keep doing this. This is awesome. So I did. And voila. Now, as far as doing like slice of life stuff and all that stuff, that was basically just kind of going out, aside from Grimdark, just to try and see if I could find more audiences. And pretty much, I do Horror Story Sparrow that's not MLP. I am trying to get around to doing that. But it's kind of, I don't know.
Hard.
It's getting there. It's kind of hard when you have a very heavily based audience on My Little Pony only, so when you do a creepypasta, it kind of kills your audience and view count.
Yeah, let me rephrase. What's your favorite creepypasta, grimdark, and horror movie? Oh, okay, that's okay.
I have too many horror movies to count. My favorite grimdark is definitely Awoken. I don't really have a favorite creepypasta because I haven't read enough creepypasta.
Okay, for me, as I already mentioned, Room Zero of creepypasta. That creepypasta is fucking awesome, but yet fucking scary at the same time. Favorite grimdark is Let Me In, and yes, I listened to Sparrow's Let Me In version of Let Me In.
Let her in.
Yeah, let her in. Thank you for correcting me. Let her in, and oh my god, I love that story. And I'm gonna do my own version whenever I get the chance to do so. Favorite horror movie? Oh god.
I have too many.
The one that I do not like is Texas Chainsaw Massacre because that scares the living shit out of me. And I'm talking about the 1970s one. That movie really scares me, and I don't want to watch it again. But the one movie I did like is Children of the Corn by Stephen King.
Wow, really?
Yes.
But pretty much, that's the point. That's basically the person who got me into doing it. I discovered Scribbler later on, and that's kind of a reason why I decided to take on more, genres like grimdark. So, yeah,
nice.
That's basically what I did. I participated in Month of Macabre, had great results, got working with more people. Before I even go on, I actually, when I started, the project that I started with as far as Metal Pony was something that I still plan to do, but not in the form it was played in. It was a audio drama called A Pony's Tale, Equestrian Swap, which is a alternate story. It's a story basically about what if Chrysalis actually succeeded at taking over Equestria. Basically.
Oh, I've heard of that story, but I forgot the name of the title.
So I'm planning to finish that sooner or later, but it'll happen. It's gonna happen. It will happen. So, but Scribbler was the one that kind of made me want to expand beyond Horde. That's basically the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I didn't ever expect, work with her. I didn't ever expect to be friends with her. I honestly did not ever expect that. Those were my greatest inspirations. I mean, I discovered Lost, loved her content, found her blooper reels. Oh my god.
That was the part of the next question is, if you would do a collab with readers like Lost Narrator or Scribbler, how would you feel?
Well, let's see. I've already been actually called out to do one with Scribbler. I'm kind of slowly working on making my narration better. But she basically called out to me and said, "Do you want to narrate the story?" And it's kind of a slice of life romance kind of story between Octavia and Final. But that's basically all I can really give away. And she wanted me to narrate for it, and I'm like, what? Like, I tried not to fanboy for it, but I'm like, like, here's a funny story. I actually was Scribbler subscribed to me around 320 subscribers. So when I got that message, I'm like, well, what? Am I reading that correct? So I went in, I made sure it was her channel. I'm like, what did I do to deserve this?
That's understandable.
In all reality, she's a sweetheart. Like, she's a blunt sweetheart, but she's a good sweetheart.
I know what you mean by that.
But she's been a good mentor in guiding me along my narration journey. That kind of sounds cheesy, but whatever. But I'm slowly learning how to get better. Her and Luna Farrow are the reasons why my narration has gotten so much better. Like, before, I was constricting myself. Like, I was literally choking myself while narrating. Like, I was forcing myself to sound like this. Like, I was trying to just really do this kind of when I should have just been talking normal. But as far as, like, certain things in writing go, like something's placed wrong or something like that, that's as far as the narration can go. I'm slowly getting better, but I can only get better at such a pace. But I have had friends help me along the way. But if I ever got to, work with Lost, oh geez, I probably would fanboy so hard Yeah, yeah. My throat would probably be hurting. I would be blushing. I would be freaking screaming up a freaking wazoo. Yeah, I would be going crazy. Yeah, that's pretty much the best way to put it. If I ever got to work with like Lost or well, yeah, Lost basically because I'm already working with Scribbler. Uh, Lost is still someone I plan to work with. So, getting there, slowly but surely.
Hmm. Alright, next question is, what was the first grimdark read you have ever done in your channel before?
I actually gotta think about that.
It's alright, take your time. That, oh, he'll be screaming like a banshee, basically, right?
Technically, considering I consider Bittersweet Apple Acres a Grimdark, as far as Grimdarks go, definitely Bittersweet Apple Acres was the first. The reason why it's Grimdark is because, in the end, like in the story, what happens to Crimson Flash is he gets branded on both sides of his flanks, like where his cutie mark is. So basically, in the end, even though he basically escaped, he did not escape the mentality of his psyche. So like the scars are still there. So every time he looks at that scar, he's going to be going back to that day in the slaughterhouse. So yeah,
Hey Tay, sorry.
like, that's the very first that's the first Grimdark that I ever read technically.
Well, that's okay. Hey Tay, and hey, don't be a. It's alright to not like horror stories. It's okay. You know, but everybody has different tastes. So next question is, if you have any advice to new narrators, what advice would you give them?
Start small. If you are going to do a story, do not start with something like, oh, I don't know, Silent Ponyville, Twilight's Dollhouse. Don't start with something huge, unless you have that experience. Do not start out with something huge. Just start small, and see what your audience thinks before you even take on narration. Also, be prepared to take criticism. Criticism is the one thing that I have seen kill off many great people. Like, criticism is definitely something that's just, you're going to get it no matter what. You're gonna get haters. You're gonna get criticism. You're gonna get people that are just idiots.
I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that.
Yes, indeed. Just be careful and start easy on yourself. Do not get into multiple projects. Take one at a time, and if someone gives you constructive criticism, take it. Don't just say, oh, my crap's the best and it doesn't need no improvement. Don't be someone like that. That is someone who is an egotistical jerk. I am referring to certain somebody, but don't be egotistical. Just go easy on yourself and see what it does in the beginning. That's pretty much the best advice I can give to any narrator is that.
And I can vouch for everything that Sparrow said to Sparrow here has been giving me tutorials on how to do doing narrations on my stories. Like, I followed his tips and advice, and surprisingly enough, in my recent upload, that is the improvement. Now, there is a little bit of hiccups in that story, but it's improvement. And I also vouch for what he said, like, take your time, just don't rush, just focus on the story in a slow pacing manner and just work on it, Okay, next question for you, Sparrow, is, if the MLP fandom dies, will you still do MLP readings or go to new content? For example, do other things?
Of course, even though the fandom will never die. I mean, look at how long the franchise has been going for. It's been going since the 1980s. It has 4 generations going into 5. So I am definitely going to keep making content even if, G5 sucks. I'm always willing to step outside, but I rarely don't, and let me try that again.
Go ahead.
I am always for trying different stuff, but like I said, my audience is a heavy My Little Pony-based audience. So trying new stuff is kinda really risky, especially when you have a monetized channel that needs the views, that needs that additional, it needs
Yeah.
to be productive. Otherwise, you're not gonna make shit. So that's pretty much the best way of putting that. Yes, I will continue to make, will continue to make My Little Pony based stuff, and if I do get a raccoon one day, I will. I can step outside of My Little Pony a little bit. I want to, in all reality, I actually want to work towards becoming a professional narrator. That's why I'm trying to get better at narration, and slowly but surely, I'm getting there.
Well, you are getting there. Stormblitz, I think Pokemon is. Okay, I will have to answer this real quick. Stormblitz, if I like Pokemon, what will your team any generation will do? What? I think I would go with the water.
It's basically what Pokemon team would you be on?
I think I would be in the water team. And yes, if Jessica, if you just heard that, yes, you heard me. I would pick the water Pokemon.
Considering I am not a big fan of Pokemon, I don't know even what the hell you're talking about.
Okay, then we'll change the subject real quick. Question number 8. What other content do you do aside from reactions and readings?
Play the guitar and slowly work on getting better at that. I like to voice act as well. Working on getting better at that as well. I play Magic the Gathering, like build decks with annoying combos just to be fun. And other than that, that's really all I really do, and just watch YouTube on my phone. Because there's really not much to do in my town.
That's understandable.
It's a little tiny town.
What are your plans for 2019?
Well, let's see. I'm hoping to. Let's see. Where am I sitting right now in subs? I'm hoping to at least reach. Let's see. It's 6,000 subs by next year. And if I can, I want to work on also getting a girlfriend. I want to also, just start doing a lot of stuff in life. I want to do a lot of things in life. I want a certain medicine that I need that has done me much better for my epilepsy than anything else before. I want that to be legalized here, or at least in some way legalized, so that I can take it and not have to worry about the police knocking at my door. It's like that.
I know what you mean.
Anything else? Let's see. I just hope to, get. I'm hoping for the next year not to be so pedophile based, so art thief based, so freaking drama based. This year has been a terrible year. I'm gonna say right now.
I'm not gonna lie. This year was a bad year so far.
Very, very bad, especially for this fandom.
Yeah, and another thing is, like, I can vouch for this. Like, here's the thing with me. I did not know what was going on in the early of 2018 until I got notified of Lightning Bliss's video. But I'm not reopening that wound. That is the one that we will not reopen. However, but I will say that this year was a living hell. But I'm really hoping that 2019 gets a little better.
I do know what Pokemon is, very vaguely.
I don't know, Jessica. I don't know. Like, every guest I have, they have no idea what Pokemon is. I don't know, Jess. I don't know. I think I'm cursed with that.
I mean, I know the easy, I know the, what's the word? I know basically the easy stuff, like the common stuff of, what everybody would know about Pokemon. The theme song. I'm mostly familiar with the generations of Pokemon. That's the best way to put it. Like Pikachu, Charizard, those were the cool ones back in the day. I used to collect the cards. I've played the card game a few times. I've also played one of the games as of late, well, before. Oh, I know a lot about Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Was my...
Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh! Speaking of that, a lot of people that I know at work have been asking me have been asking me, maybe you should do a duel with Yugi Brony whenever you get the chance. I was like, I have no clue what Yu-Gi-Oh is. Like, what the
Oh, I know
hell?
it. I know it. But do I play Yu-Gi-Oh anymore? No. It's too freaking expensive.
Um,
It's ridiculous how much the cards cost, how much money you have to invest just to make a freaking deck anymore. I mean, I'm all for anybody who wants to play by the original rules. Play vanilla monsters, like traps like Mirror Force and Trap Hole and the classic stuff. That's the kind of Yu-Gi-Oh that I like. Even though I will go into XYZs and Synchros, but that's literally as far as I go with Yu-Gi-Oh. But Yu-Gi-Oh, I am still a fan of. I like to watch other people duel. I like to watch other people play the game, open packs, but it's not really my thing anymore. I can't afford it.
um, we got a question from Store Blitz. Have you guys heard of the creepypasta Godzilla NES? No.
Oh,
No.
not at all. No. I'm guessing it's one of those .exe kind of things.
Actually, Jessica Pedley, if you are interested, I think I could ask you if you want to do a grimdark story of Equestrian Girls. I think they have them.
Equestria Girls.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When I first figured dicks, figure
It's okay when you figured it out.
figured out what it was. I was like, what the actual crap? Like, I don't know. It was just something that I'm like, ponies as humans. What the hell?
Oh, Jessica, don't be feel like you're left out. And what, the Pokemon fandom or the Equestrian Girls?
So, Equestria Girls. It was introduced to me by a friend on fanfiction, and they basically said to me, give it a chance. So I did. I watched it and watched the first one, and I liked it. I honestly did like it. I liked Sunset Shimmer. I liked the concept. It was done very well. Also, there was Pony still in it, so yeah, good music, good concept, good characters, fun. You know, it was a new thing, and just like the show, I had to give it a chance, so I did, and I enjoyed it.
Damn.
Now, by the time we got to the fourth movie, that's when things started to really crumble for me. Like, the first movie, good. Second movie, it's good. I used to think it was bad because of the antagonist being way too cliche. So but I watched it again and I really thought hard about it. I'm like, okay, I was being too much of a jerk. So I just basically put it aside and I said to myself, okay, Rainbow Rocks is not bad, but I still think the first one is better. Then along came Friendship Games, and that one's got the best soundtrack by far. I still think that the first Equestria Girls is the best one. Then the fourth one came, and yeah, it was.
Oh
the soundtrack
no.
was great. The soundtrack was fucking amazing, like amazing. Like, some of those tracks that were composed by Daniel were freaking amazing, like Broadway style almost, or Broadway quality, I should say. Like, one of my favorites was the Midnight. That one, wow, great job by Daniel.
Oh dear.
Now, Jess, we gotta respect each other's opinions here. It's just my personal opinion. I still think the first movie was the best one because it just had that right mixture of pony and Equestria Girls. Like, it still had the ponies, it still had the new thing in it. But my favorite character personally from the entire series of Equestria Girls was definitely Sunset Shimmer.
I'm not gonna lie, Sunset Shimmer is good. And wait, first one is shit. Uh-oh.
Well, that's my opinion. That's basically the best way that I can put it. It's my opinion, so yeah. I agree, the Sunset Shimmer demon was freaking ugly, but aren't demons supposed to be ugly?
Yeah, demons are supposed to be ugly and hideous and deformed.
They're not pretty. I mean, demons aren't meant to be pretty. They're meant to, like, what Midnight Sparkle was. Midnight Sparkle.
I think she looks like a succubus to me. No, I'm sorry, Jess. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
She honestly does.
I'm sorry. Like, think about this. Like, I've done my research on succubuses, and oh my god, I need an adult. I need an adult.
Yeah, they're special. They're pretty specific characters.
I would rather love Midnight Sparkle and the Dasslings.
But Midnight Sparkle to me.
I respect that, Jessica. It's okay.
You know what was going through Brony's minds when they saw that character. Like, oh la la.
Yeah, I'm not one of those people. I'm like, no, sorry, no big deal.
Shimmer, I think she fit the demon category way better than Midnight Sparkle did. I mean, she was just basically overpowered. Well, not overpowered, but corrupted with magic. Like magic that she couldn't control, and basically took her over. That played into the fourth movie, which was kind of meh.
Speaking of the Dasslings, what do you? I like the Dasslings. Mostly my favorite character out of all the Dasslings is. I know Jessica is probably gonna make a joke about this. No, it's Sonata. She's gonna make a joke about this. I know you're gonna do that, Jess. Like, you're gonna do a little comment of Sonata, like, trying to throw a popcorn on my OC. Or trying to steal tacos. No.
And another plane.
But hey, Sonata's my favorite character. I can tolerate that. That's why I make jokes about her. Oh, but Jess, no! Jessica, no.
Sonata is a funny one. It's Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, I like that comment.
But pretty much, yeah, that. As far as, I think she's just crying because the person said she hit Adagio, and I think that's Jess's favorite.
Darkblade, I think that was a little low. Wait, Jessica, is that correct? Adagio's your favorite? Like, I'm not gonna lie, Adagio's very badass. I don't see that.
Porcupine? What? I don't see it. Jess, come on.
Jessica, please don't leave.
Fun fact, demons' looks depend on what demon... Yep, that's...
Yeah.
Demons are manipulators. That's the best. I'm gonna go all Christianity bullshit.
It's alright.
According to Christianity, or the Bible itself, demons are manipulators. Satan himself, he's a manipulator. He's a con artist. Any sort of evil that you come across is supposed to be Satan in some form. The form of a Satan, the form of a dragon, the form of a lie, greed, anything. That's what basically a demon's supposed to be. But a demon is actually supposed to be something beautiful, or like something like just sneaky, something very maniacal, something evil. Like they're supposed to be the servants of evil. Hey, Jess, calm down.
I think she was talking about Darkblade's little comment, and Darkblade, I'm a little disappointed about that. Adagio is bad. I'm not gonna lie, Adagio is a badass. I actually like her as well. She's awesome.
Adagio is just funny. Like, I love her. You'll have to excuse them. They're idiots.
God, I love her comment. They're idiots.
I just love her, like, smug attitude. Like, she's just like, I deal with this shit.
I feel so bad for Adagio. I just want to give her a hug. I just want to give her a hug and give her a saying,
idiots.
Yeah, like, yeah, I have a feeling too. Because my OC has a roommate that he just hates his guts over. Nobody's perfect, Ben.
What superpower would you like to have? Me, personally, the power to heal.
Oh, God, do you want the I would rather have the Force. I'm sorry, this is my Star Wars nerd talk. I would rather have the Force and be a badass Jedi. And maybe shoot a little Force lightning.
No one hates you, Jessica.
That ain't true.
Nobody hates you. Nobody is here to hate on you or anything like that. We just have our personal opinions. And I just think that the first movie is better. And friendship games I'd put second. Hang on, I think Rainbow Rock's definitely third.
That ain't true. I like you, Jess.
Even though I do love, I do like some of the shorts. Some of the Equestria Girls shorts are good.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
Forgotten Friendship. Holy guacamole! That one was a powerful lesson in the end. Like she was gonna give up her memories just so the others would lose theirs of her. Holy guacamole! The voice crack. Why not? But anyways,
Okay. Pokemon is way better. Yeah, I think I'm starting to get into Pokemon.
all in everyone's preference.
To be honest, Jessica, I'm actually getting into Pokemon, so whenever we get the chance, I do need advice on what Pokemon should I do.
Okay.
Yeah, Darby, don't be hypocritical, dude. Don't be hypocritical.
Yeah, please.
It's true that the Force and the magic are the same thing.
I could actually disagree with that because the Force is more of a force.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in agreement with Sparrow here.
And it's only gained through a certain way. Magic, on the other hand, or should I say hoof? Or should I say hoof? Is naturally brought into ponies from the day they are born or whatever. Magic is something that comes naturally with like a unicorn or earth ponies. All the breeds have them, and we learn for when Tier takes it away from every pony, not just
That I could agree. Okay.
Use it. Magic is naturally brought into the ponies rather than the Force having to be earned and to be learned. So there you go. DB. I don't know what DB is.
DB is Darkblade's name for short, and yeah, it's a long story. Anyways,
All right, let's continue.
Yeah, let's continue with this interview because I'm really getting a little concerned right now. Okay. Okay. 10th question is, what would you say to anyone who wants to do do reviews, reactions, readings, etc. on MLP, Equestrian Girls, Disney, Star Wars, Pokemon, Thundercats, or any genre of TV shows and movies?
Okay, what's the question again? Sorry. Like, what do you want me to determine here?
What would you say to anyone who wants to do like reviews, reactions, and readings on any content they want, whether it be My Little Pony, Equestrian Girls, or whatever TV shows and movies genre?
Go for it. Simple answer there. Just go for it. You think you can do it? Go for it. Take a chance. Like, that's the narration was for me. Shot in the dark. Complete shot in the dark. I didn't know if it was going to succeed. I didn't know if it was going to fail. I gave it a shot, and it worked. So, all the power to you. Try it. See if it works. Let's go for it. Just do it! Sorry.
Oh, dear.
Jeez. So that was an easy answer.
Yeah, that is an easy answer. Okay, next question. Here we go. What gave you the idea of your MLPOC?
What gave me my idea?
Yeah, like what is your OC's preferences?
Oh boy, this is a long one. Okay. The body base is basically to determine that, his base colors, like gray and black, what do gray and black normally associate with? Like, what do they normally spell out? I'm asking you. I'm asking you. What do black and gray normally associate with?
Darkness. Evil.
Depression. Basically bad things. That's what Inky's life story is. That's his name is Inky Hearts, by the way. But basically, his base colors represent his life story. He can't have happiness, and he was cursed with that. His cutie mark is an interesting story. The black heart represents, no happiness. Once again, he's just basically cursed to have a life of dread, of fear, of death, of just pure sadness, depression. that sounds horrible. The golden quill is his gift for writing. He's a natural writer. Like, he wrote like a whole story in like 2 days. That's how good he is. The blue eyes, that's because I have blue eyes. Now, the preference as a Earth Pony, well, he's not an Earth Pony. He's something a little bit more bizarre. Like, he's along the lines of Sakura. Like, he can produce magic, even though he is not a unicorn, because he has, like, magic in his soul. And it's, like, dark magic. It's not good magic. They're gifts. Gifts / curses. That's how you can put it. He basically develops, telekinesis at a very early age, and is looked at as, like, this evil being, because his story takes place long before the rising of Princess Luna and Princess Celestia. So yeah, this is a very ancient character. So he basically learns how to do telekinesis by saving his mother from falling to death, even though she would die eventually. She basically, what is up with me in this preference? Basically, he's looked at as, like, how the witches were looked at in the witch trials, like evil, bad.
Yeah.
So the guards of the town come to basically collect him, but his mom says, no, it ain't happening. And so pretty much she gets raped and killed.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, she gets raped and killed. So Inky sees this, and it causes his anger to just rise to the point of no control, thus where his alter ego comes into play, Spawn. Spawn is the darkness in his soul manifested. Like, he turns into this raging, demonic-looking pony. And it's basically like green fire around the eyes. He is just completely OP, Super Saiyan almost. He basically shuts all the exits, locks them with his telekinesis, and basically kills. He kills them by bringing his creations to life. Like, he writes these stories with these characters in, brings them to life by manifesting them out of the pages, and then sicks them. And then he gains his mother tells him, he doesn't, she tells him, stay away from society. They're only bad people. They're bad. They will never give you any good. They'll only betray you. So that's pretty much the best way to describe it. But he does have other abilities, like he can control others' minds. He can also heal those who deserve healing. Like, there's one in this, his story, his name is, Skipper or something like that. Give me a second, I gotta browse something. Jesus. Good thing I'm on my computer. What was his name? The Legend Mickey. It's okay. Give me a second.
No worries.
Okay. Let's see. This is way later in his life. Dipper, that was his name. Okay, so Dipper is a stuttering kid. He's like he stutters, like stutters with his words. So he basically shakes his hoof one day, and through the power of touch, he's cured, just like that. So he does have the power to heal, but only to those who deserve the healing. Otherwise, it just backfires and kills you. So then at 21, he gained the power of telepathy, which is the ability to read minds. Basically, reading the minds nearly led him to suicide because he couldn't control it. That's where his wife comes into play. She shows up one day because she can sense it, and from there forward helps him to control it, brings him back to society, tries to get him to trust ponies again, but his past comes back to haunt him because he tried to do dark tactics to get rid of curse. So just when he starts to have a happy life, basically, his curse comes back and gets him, and yep, all happiness is taken away. So in the end, to protect his family from getting hurt, because he turns into Spawn again, and Dipper's the only one who can talk some sense into him, so he turns back into his normal self and sees what he did, and to protect his son and, well, he thinks his son's dead, but because his wife was pregnant at the time, she gets stabbed in the belly, but the baby survives. So, pretty much, after that, hang on.
Go ahead.
He basically says, in order to keep my family safe, I have to leave them. I have to just basically forget about them. So he does, and yeah, that's basically as far as I've gotten with this story. But I am working on adding more to his story, like, the darkness in his soul is growing into something a lot more stronger that could take him over sooner or later, and yeah, it's a very interesting story for my character.
Nice. I'm still trying to debate whether or not I should do a backstory on my OC, but I don't know.
Well, it's all up to you.
I believe I'm almost... Oh, here's the final question. Are you planning to do, like, any skit videos?
Skit videos? Me?
Yeah.
No. My friend Romance mostly does that stuff. That's mostly why I participate in those, because they're fun and I get to troll her. Like, if you don't know me, I will basically troll you for fun.
Oh, that's fine. I'm used to people trolling. Like, some people I know at work said that my MLPOC looks like a turkey, a little blue turkey.
Oh boy.
I think.
But anyways, let's continue.
Okay. Right, let's see. Okay, I think okay, here's the last one question before the end of this video, before this video comes to a conclusion. If you were given the chance to be in any specific convention, which one would you want to go?
Considering I've heard a lot of, hype around BronyCon, I would definitely want to go to that one. Especially seeing it's last year, I would definitely want to attend BronyCon because I know it's the birthplace, it's the place where it started, and I've heard nothing but good memories come from that place. So yeah, I definitely want to try BronyCon.
Yeah, might want to attend to the last one. From what I've heard, they're doing the last one this year, 2019.
They're closing the doors. Yep.
Yeah.
Next year.
But yet they're opening recent ones, including the ones in my hometown. So that should be good.
Yep.
So,
Hopefully.
Yeah. Alright, I think that's all the questions I have for today. I believe this is the end of the interview, everybody. Thank you for your time of coming here, Sparrow, and I hope everybody likes the answers of Sparrow, like Sparrow's answers here, and be sure to subscribe to his channel, check out his content, which the links of his can be found in the description, and be sure to comment, rate, share, and subscribe, and thank you all for attending.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy Horrors until next time.
Indeed.